Hello, and welcome to the facility Moonland Produce uses in Vernon, California. In this video, we will give you a brief glimpse into each stage of the ripening procedures. Enjoy the walkthrough of the avocado ripening program. When a shipment of avocados arrives, the truck is inspected pursuant to food safety practices. The food safety director walks through the entire inside of the truck, inspecting for signs of insects, rodents, damage, and cleanliness. The temperature of the truck is recorded, and any visible signs of violations are noted on the inbound truck inspection log. The delivery will be accepted if it passes the inspection. Next, the warehouse manager checks the bill of lading to make sure the correct product and quantity was delivered and accepted. The pallets are unloaded and placed in the shipping and receiving area. While the avocados are held in the receiving and shipping area, the temperature of a couple pieces of fruit is taken using a digital thermometer. Each piece of fruit must be 40 to 42 degrees in pulp temperature to proceed with the acceptance. The person in charge of receiving takes a box of avocados, opens it up, and checks the box thoroughly to confirm the quality is what is expected. A piece of fruit is randomly chosen and cut open in half. Cutting the fruit helps check for any damage, bruising, and blackness. The date of when the avocado is packed is also checked to make sure it is fresh. Then the oil content of the avocado is checked. If the oil content is too low, the avocados are rejected. If the oil content is average, it passes. If the oil content is too high, then the ripening time will be adjusted to account for the high oil content. Once the shipment passes all the necessary inspections, the pallets are stored in cold storage with the room temperature set at 39 to 40 degrees. The temperature of the cold storage room being used is adjusted subject to the customer's specifications. When ripening is to begin, each pallet is carefully loaded one by one into a ripening room. The ripening room chart is filled out, filling in the following: the label of avocados used, origin of the avocados, how many boxes placed in the room, the size of the avocados, the date, time, and day the pallets were placed in the ripening room. Each ripening room takes 2 bottles of ethanol to generate gas, making the room suitable for the avocados to reach a pulp temperature of 70 degrees. An average of 3 days later, after the ripening has been completed, the pallets of avocados are unloaded one by one and placed in the designated area to be repacked. Before repacking can begin, an inspector checks an avocado by cutting it in half to make sure it has been properly ripened. Once it passes the ripening specification, the pallet is repacked one box at a time. Each box is placed on a conveyor belt, and then a box of ripened avocados is taken and placed at a station. An empty box sits next to the ripened avocados. A tray is placed on the bottom of the box that outlines spaces for individual avocados to sit. Once the first layer is packed, a protective foam sheet is placed on top of it. This helps protect the ripened avocados from any effects of transportation and distribution it may experience before it reaches its destination, no matter how long the distance. While sorting and packing each avocado, the packers are trained to detect for damage, overripeness, discoloration, or any other nonconformity. Any piece of fruit that is suspected to be nonconforming will be set aside and not packed. Each repacked box contains 2 layers of avocados, 2 trays, and 2 protective foam sheets. The finished boxes are individually stacked on a pallet. This is an added bonus implemented in the ripening program, and no other ripening center provides this service. Repacking allows the fruit to be immediately usable by the consumer. After, a label is created for the order. On the label, a code is printed for accessible traceability. The code provides the following: the month the avocados were packed, the supplier, region, and a control code specific to the warehouse. The rest of the label states the avocado's size, origin of where it was picked, the supplier's name, and the repacker's name. The labels are placed on each box of avocados on the outer portion of the pallet. For the pre-cooling process, 4 pallets of labeled ripened avocados are covered with a yellow tarp. Portions of the pallets are covered from the top, front, and back. A large fan is placed on one side of the pallets for 2 hours. This process cools down the avocados from having a pulp temperature of 70 degrees to 39 to 40 degrees. This is another added bonus implemented in the ripening program. Instead of using the method of waiting for the avocados to cool down on their own after ripening, a tunnel is created with a fan to absorb the heat out of the fruit in 2 hours, and this process allows the avocados to accelerate its cool down. After the pre-cooling is completed, the pallets are stored in cold storage until it is scheduled for shipment. A bill of lading is created on the date the avocados are to be picked up. The bill of lading provides all the necessary information of the ripened avocados. The pallets are carefully loaded onto the customer's truck and shipped. The entire ripening process takes an average of 5 days. But the timing of the process will always depend on the condition of the fruit when it is first received. Unlike other ripening programs that only gas the avocados for 2 days, we take extra steps that allows the avocados to be fully dependable with the stage of ripeness requested. Thank you for your time and for watching how avocados are ripened at this facility with Moonland Produce. Have a great day.